All right. It says that I am live. I am live on Instagram. I am live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Can someone let me know if you see me in all those places? When I say someone, I mean on my team. um, just let me know if you can see me there. Yeah. Yeah, all right, thumbs up. All right, this is to all my friends. This is the first time that I have actually done this where I'm on Instagram Live on one device, and I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube on another device. And so bear with me. Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for joining. All right. So I'm just going to hang on here for just a minute. We'll just talk for a minute and give a few people time to get here. And then we're going to dive right in to just a really quick message that I think is very apropos. Hey, good morning, Kathy Alessandra. So good to see you here. Just to an important message that I really felt needed to get out, especially this time of year before we head into the holidays, before we head into Thanksgiving. All right, I'm getting some messages. Lynn, I'm getting a message from Kathy that she can't get into Facebook. I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe you can help her. But it seems like we are live in all the places. You gave me a thumbs up, so I'm going to go forward. Maybe you can send Kathy a message. Sorry, everyone, for getting into our technical difficulties, but let me just go ahead and get started here. Thank you. So we are about to head into about 6 weeks of holidays, beginning with this Thursday, Thanksgiving. And one of the things that I want to talk with you about this morning is this possibility of feeling fully alive every day in your life, this possibility of living with joy, peace, hope, and prosperity. Because as you go into the holidays and as you go to your Thanksgiving events, as you go to your parties over the holidays, as you move into Hanukkah and Christmas and Ramadan, you are going to encounter family members and other people who do not believe that there is an opportunity with all that's going on in the world right now to live fully alive. Okay, to feel fully alive and to live every day feeling fully alive. Most of the people that you and I encounter this holiday season will have just come from watching a lot of media. They will have come from reading a lot of news in the paper on their devices, and they're going to be coming from a place of you know, the sky is falling, right? And rightly so. I want to acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of challenges in the world right now. But there is a way to move through them, to move through what I call the storms of life in a much easier way. There is a way to move through and feel fully alive. And I want to talk with you about that for just a minute. What does it even mean? What am I even talking about when I say living fully alive? What I'm talking about is when we are living in our calling, when we move closer to, when we rise up, when we lift up to live into our higher calling, the calling that God has given you, and only you have it. No one else has the calling that you have. It might be similar. It might be in the same industry. There might be some similarities, but no one is going to deliver the gift that you have, the calling that you have, as well as you do. And it's only going to attract the people who are waiting for you. And there's a key word there that I really want you to take in. People are waiting for you. Someone is waiting for you to step into your calling if you haven't yet. And, I want to say that I am going to put a little bit of an age range on this. This is open to, obviously, it's available to anybody. But I will say that once we move beyond, let's say, 50 years old, around 50, it's not exact, in our lives, we start to hear a different phase, a different soul's calling for us in life. Much of what we do from our 20s up until around the age of 50 or so is really driven by ego. And ego is important. We need it, right? Ego is very important. It's what helps us take risks. It's what helps us feel confident in, what we're about to do. But so ego doesn't go away. It remains. But what we start to feel is it's like our devices, our cell phones. We get those upgrades, right? Tonight you're going to be upgraded to this next version, this next level. Well, we're just like the phone. We are constantly needing to be upgraded, to rise above, to lift up to the next level. So that's part of when we are ready and willing to activate our calling. And again, it's a calling that God has given each one of us. We start to feel fully alive because we're moving into that place, into that groove, into that place in life where we're supposed to be. It's where we're supposed to be. And sometimes, oh, thank you, Lynn. Sometimes we resist the soul and the spirit's calling because the ego is very loud, it's very strong. And as we know, the ego is something that tells us that we need to do more and more and more. We need to achieve more and more and more. We need to have more and more and more. And so that's a loud voice. And the soul, and especially the spirit, is a very quiet voice. It's a very quiet voice, and you don't always hear it in this noisy world that we live in. It's so noisy. And I wanted to come on this morning, especially because the Thanksgiving holiday and all of the holidays moving forward are going to be very, very noisy. There are going to be a lot of people, and a lot of what you're going to talk about is not positive. And so I want you to go into this Thanksgiving holiday feeling the possibility of, I can live fully alive. I can think about what my next level of greatness is, because when you are ready and willing and craving and desirous of the next level, your next level of greatness, you start to feel fully alive. Now, how does that happen? And maybe you know what your calling is, and maybe you're following it. And I want to say, congratulations. I am so over the moon for you. And I want to say that if you don't know what your next level of greatness is, your higher calling, then I'd love for you to join me on November 4th through the 7th for 30 minutes to 50 minutes a day for a free workshop. It's online, and it's called thegreatelevationworkshop.com. thegreatelevationworkshop.com. And my team will post the link for you to go and sign up. But let me share with you, if you really are inspired by this, if you're really feeling like, yes, Joy, I do want to move through the storms of my life. I do want to move out of these storms and move into where I'm supposed to be. Then what you want to do is there's a couple things we have to do. And this is what we're going to do together during this workshop. We're going to talk about what it means from transitioning from feeling maybe with a hollow soul, which is what I felt for a very long time, to feeling fully spiritually alive. What we're going to do is we're going to look at and identify which phase you're in. There are 3 phases in your lifetime. And I want to walk you through what they are so you can see, where am I right now? I'm going to also talk about life-changing practices that I have adopted, that I have learned over the last 30 months that has really changed my life internally, externally, and the way I feel and the way I move through the own storms in my life. I have storms too. And they're easy to adapt. You get to choose the ones you want, but I'll walk you through all of them. We're going to expand and elevate your mind, body, soul, and spirit, because when we commit to living in our higher power, our higher calling, we have to continually, daily practice elevating our mind, our body, our soul, and especially our spirit, right? And then I'm going to help you claim that calling. You're going to actually write it down and talk about how to move forward on it next. And so as you go into the holiday, I want you to realize that this is available to you. This is closer than you think. And that's the beauty of this. And sometimes we go online or we watch people online, and I'm going to ask you to resist watching or following people that make you feel like you are not in your next level of greatness, that they are, but you're not, because it's available to you. Your next level of greatness is available to you. And what I love about this process that I'm going to share in the workshop is that it's not that difficult to put on, to add to your life, to lift you up. And it's something that I've learned over the last 30 months. Let me make it easy for you, because it took me 30 months to figure this out, this somewhat simple process. But let me just share it with you over these 4 days, and it's thegreatelevationworkshop.com. So I'm going to also share something that's just coming to me right now. In I think it's Matthew 4:35. What does Jesus say? He says, let's go over to the other side, right? Let's get in the boat and let's go over to the other side. And then if you just somehow skip 36 through 39 or 40, I think, and you just go to 5:1, what does it say? They arrived on the other side. But what happened between verse 36 and 40? A storm of epic proportions. You see? The storm of epic proportions. And there are storms every day in our lives, but when you learn how to elevate your mind, body, soul, and spirit and align with what's calling you, your higher calling, you move through those storms a lot easier. You move through them with peace, joy, hope, and grace. Okay? So I want to leave you with that, because this is a time of gratitude. I'm very grateful for you. I'm grateful that you joined me this morning. And I also just want to say that this is all available to you. And let me show you how. Go into the holidays joyous. Go into the holidays, put on your blanket of care and support for yourself, and embrace the fact that living fully alive in your next level of greatness in 2024, it's available to you. You can do this. And I'd love to support you in that journey. So again, thegreatelevationworkshop.com. You can also send me a DM on Instagram, and you can also send me a PM on Facebook. The DM, the PM, how do we keep it all straight? I don't know. But I know my team is going to post it in the chats. And I can also follow up with you if you're not understanding, or if you have a few questions. Just send me a private message on whatever device you're on, and I'm happy to get back to you. Okay? So have a wonderful holiday filled with love, joy, hope, and peace and gratitude. And I hope you'll join me December 4th through the 7th online. It's going to be on Zoom for 4 days. It's going to be anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes each day. Let me walk you through and let me help you lift up and rise up to your next level of greatness. Okay? All right. Be well, find the joy, stay aligned, and I'll see you after Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.